Shalom Shalum, Mashpaka. Back. So I did the drop off at the Camping World, which is a huge camping world. And you know, I might have some mixed feelings about corporation, whatever. But I would say that that place does fuel and drive a lot of what I'm doing, right? I personally wouldn't choose to shop from there. That's just not how I'm kind of like wired. But I do understand that what they do serves to increase the rotation of units. And yeah, they don't make them like they used to. I mean, our RV is a 2016, and it's funny, I had two different guys that service RVs at two different times in two different places say that, oh, this is like pretty much the end of them making these, like that thing is rock solid, one guy said. Because I was saying something about the floor making noise and thinking, oh my gosh, you're gonna fall through the floor or what? And he just kind of laughed and he was like, no, those things are rock solid. I have to make a last moment lane change. Thank you, Father, because that would have sent me down the wrong. Oh, now it says redirecting, so I actually made a mistake. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. So now I have to go down here and turn around. I've had a series of mistakes today that are best to be considered learning opportunities. Unless I get, very depressed. And I just, I don't know, want to try to look at it that way to try to stay encouraged and positive as possible to weather the storm of this, all of this, knowing that, things could be going way south. When I say way south, I'm talking about the wheels falling off the beast system by design and on purpose. What we might consider like orchestrated chaos, which goes back to that whole, just like the Pied Piper, Pan, the devil, led rats through the streets, which is actually a mockery of mankind, saying that they dance like marionettes or under a trance, under a spell, swaying to the symphony of destruction, the orchestrated chaos, the planned destruction, not knowing that very thing which they are enjoying dancing to is their own demise, right? I want to try to stay optimistic as possible to give this the best, the most fair fighting chance. I mean, yeah, one unit, and it's like you don't feel like you're making any money. Well, today I'm doing 2 units back to back that are linked together, and I was able to begin with all complete fuel, because that's why it seemed like I wasn't making any money, because I turned around and invested the fuel right back into the tanks. So now we'll just have to see how it is after 3, see how it is after 5, see how it is after 10. Abba willing that it even go that long. And if it doesn't, then it means it's all collapsing, and it wouldn't matter what you did, you're not going to be able to, right? At which point I will do everything that I can to get my family to the Wind River Mountain. Baruk Atah Yahuah. Okay, so my little detour cost me some time and some fuel, but I have a timeline. I have a deadline. I have to get to the Camping World by 5 for them to receive the trailer, and it's literally like I only have an hour. I probably need to actually phone them. When I get on a straight shot for a while, pause this and call them, because I just need to give them a heads up that I'm coming and when I believe I'll be there and all that, so that they know to expect me and stuff. Oh boy, I'm going to be changing again in 2 miles. Seems odd. Ugh. But the drop off was smooth. They checked everything on the unit. All was well. I don't really like this one as much because it's a dealer to dealers and it's slightly used. And they just parked it out on the frontage road across the street from the dealership, which was kind of weird. And then the steps were out, the door rail was out, the cab door itself is not locked. I don't have keys. I don't know. I just don't like it. The paperwork's different. So it's what they call a reload. And my understanding is that a load out means it's coming out of our yard. It was in our possession, and right. A reload is like customer to customer, like a dealer to dealer, or maybe end user back to dealership for repairs sometimes, or even sometimes people who have RVs don't want to relocate them themselves, so they pay someone to do it. So that's basically the difference. The reloads are available to me anytime. I clicked on this reload because it was picking up at the same place I was dropping off, and I clicked that I wanted it, and even though dispatch is closed, I got an email that said it came from my dispatcher saying confirmation. So I was like, wow, that was cool. And so that may be something that I do too, is try to snag some reloads, because I just also found out there's always that fine print. Yeah, you've got to do 3 deliveries and 3 unique drops in order to get, self-dispatch. Well, yeah, it's true, but it's not effective until the 1st of the next month. Bro, with the Babylon. For real? It's everywhere. It's crept into all the places, right? So, yeah, you're going to be doing self-dispatch, but not until after the next month. So far, this unit here is getting pretty lousy fuel economy. 10.7 miles to the gallon. And I've been pulling it for 71 miles so far. I'm going to be on this road, which is 23 South, US 23 South, and I'm going to be on it for 43 miles, and then I'm going to be getting on 475 East, and it says Toledo, towards Toledo, Ohio. So it's a great time for me to try to call the customer where I'm dropping this off at. So I'm going to take care of that, and then I'm going to get back with you guys. Baruk Yahuah. Baruk Yahuah. All right. So that was cool. Got to speak to somebody, verify where they want it, let them know my ETA, got their name, all that. So Baruk Yahuah. Now the only thing is actually getting there without any more delay, because it's a tight window, but it shouldn't be a problem because these are pretty simple. And you know, it's funny that I say that. This is only my third one, and I'm not even done with it, so I've really only done 2. But it was very intimidating at first. I do wish that they would actually go over it and do some hands-on stuff with folks when they're new. That would be wise, but that's not the way. Things aren't always done in the wisest way, that's for sure. All right. It was a little bit more stress-filled traffic and jockeying. Maybe that was also because of the time. You know, before it was earlier, although you would think that there would be more of the morning traffic. Oh, look at those clouds. Those are actually some pretty white, fluffy clouds with a gorgeous blue sky. It's like we see what they do on the daily and how they basically do their best to ruin it. Excuse me, wow. But they still fail. It wouldn't take long of being left alone for things to go back into their Qadash order in Yahuwah's creation. And Baruk Yahuah that he's going to be removing every plague, the cursed abomination that the creation can be Qadash for the remnant, for his bride. Again, I'm trying to recall, like, where was it we saw in the scripture? So it could have actually been, man, now I'm wondering if it's at the back part of Hanuk. I don't know if you guys remember when we went through the whole book of Hanuk. But it could have also been Yubalim, and we went through the whole book of Yubalim too. And those were awesome. Like, Abba was really revealing much, you know. Hallelujah. But it said, in no uncertain terms, that Yahuwah created all things just for her, just for Yashar'Al. And so the wicked are able to receive the warmth from the sun and the nourishment from the rain and the cool of the breeze and all the things. But that's not why it was created. That just shows, you know, Yahuwah's chesed, mercy, long suffering. Really. Excuse me. Sure would love to have that other cup of coffee right about now. I did have to spend quite a bit of time waiting there, and that kind of put me in a pickle. That combined with the not being able to get through the gate 24/7 access became an hour later. And see, if it would have been 2 hours later and waiting for dispatch, it would have been showing me that I'm going to arrive with like a minute to spare. And that's when I'm trying to press myself just to get 3 minutes or whatever. Like I was when I tried to go to deliver on Saturday to what was the name? Orinoco or Roanoke, however you want to say it, or however it's supposed to be pronounced. You know, that was like stressing. But phoning ahead, I found out they couldn't receive it, and I knew I'd have to turn around and sit there and waste all my time going the rest of the way, and I can't make it. You know what I mean? I want to try to have a rapport with the customer because it's a reflection of me, and I'm operating this as my own business. So I want to be able to also have my own communication with the customer. Sometimes if you can talk to somebody in advance and give them a little heads up, you know, what to expect soon, they won't feel so overwhelmed or whatever when they see you because they've already known that you're coming for 3 hours. So, you know, when you show up, there it is, they're expecting you. And maybe they jot down your name too. Make sure you jot down their name. Even though there were issues, learning opportunities, I almost forgot my dealer tag, my Indiana plate, which I had to pay $50 to replace if I accidentally leave it behind, right? And because the units were walking distance apart, I mean, it was a little bit of a walk. It wasn't, for most of y'all probably think it's nothing, but with my leg, it was a little bit. But I couldn't just drive there because I was already partially hitched, right? And I was like, I need to go back and get my tag because I forgot it on that trailer. When I was walking around and taking pictures of the new trailer, and realizing, oh wait, I said taking pictures, and then there it goes again. Who's this? I don't know who this is. Oh, is this Baruk Atah Yahuah? I don't know if I should. Hello?
Hi, this is Maggie with ATDS, American Truck Business Services. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
Very good to hear. Is now a good time to talk, or did I catch you at a bad time?
It's just some traffic. How can I help?
Okay. So we work with Wave Express. They let us know that you recently finished orientation over there. Is that right?
Oh, okay. I'm not interested, but thank you for calling.
Okay, you have somebody already helping you out with taxes?
Well, yeah, I actually had requested that my information not be solicited out, so I'm kind of surprised that you haven't.
Okay. All right, well, if you do need us, just give us a call, okay?
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Bye. Oh, for real? Sorry, guys. 1 second. That's something that happens with the truck, and I don't understand. Every time I play a voice recording from a loved one, or take a phone call, or anything, or even start the truck, the music just starts automatically. I didn't ask it to do that. I kind of like it. And it makes me want to uninstall Apple Music, but sometimes I actually do listen to it because it's music, but there's no lyrics in it. So anyway, the person who just called me is trying to solicit tax preparation, which I stated in my orientation that I was not interested, even though the instructor was like, I told them I have everyone from my class fill out the paperwork and submit it. I was like, excuse me, if I'm already have someone to prepare my taxes, I wouldn't like my information solicited to a third-party tax preparation agency. Is that okay? Oh, well, I guess if you don't want to fill it out, you don't have, like, attitude. Like, bro, for real? Like, you don't just put people under obligation to put their information down to go to another company in another state that wants to sell services for, $27 a week. That's unclean. Okay? And so look, even though I didn't complete the form, they're still phoning me. Interesting, eh? I gotta get back over. I don't like pushing this much right now. But the traffic is finally thinning out. There's a bit of crosswind that's trying to pull me this way and that. I wonder how many mph it is. A lot of the guys use the Windy app for that. We have like regulations too that basically says that if the winds are sustained at 25 miles an hour or higher, that you need to shut down, because if any damage occurred, you would be liable. I might have said that before. I have a tendency to repeat myself. That's why I want to make sure that the things I say are Qadash. And no, they're not always, because I'm not perfect. But yeah. I don't appreciate you giving out my information for somebody else to call me, see if I want to buy this or that. Hey, this looks like the Cabela's that I don't think were we here? Did we go? Oh, we might have went through this area. We might have slept there and shopped there. I don't know. That's my shot. Dundee, Monroe? Maybe not. Splash Universe. Sounds out of this world. 19 miles. Ooh. Excuse me. Wow, this bridge is 14.1. I know I'm okay, but I would be kind of surprised for the cutoff to be 14 if it's only 14.1 on the interstate. See, this again, I don't know so much about the information that you're propagating here. You're really teaching folks the right thing? I don't know. What is the minimum bridge clearance for RV transporters? Anyone who knows, if anyone ever from that world crosses over and watches this content. Maybe if RV transporters come over here and watch some of this content, they'll get to hear about our King Malak Sadak Yahuah Sabaoth, mighty man of war, the creator and sustainer of all things, our Redeemer, the Most High, our Father in the Shemayim, Baruk Atah. Some pretty fancy trucks delivering microchips or whatever those are. I mean, if the imagery on the side of the truck trailer means anything. I gotta get distilled water because I ran out of well water. Now I possibly have to look at getting the truck in for some kind of a check because of this check engine light up. I know what that is, what's it indicating, what are they recommending and all that. I mean, yeah, I want to get back home post haste, but I also want to be a wise steward about everything, and I can't just, risk the truck, or if I was telling my shop a little bit ago, if I would have just rushed back after my first load like I wanted to, we would have got eaten alive with bobtail miles, and we would have never had any actual, like, not only would we have not earned anything, we would have actually just like created a massive amount of debt, right? So I gotta work the thing in order to kind of like strive for breaking even, and then maybe get to the point to where I can like pay for the essentials and keep going until I'm able to pay down some of the credit. And we'll see. Only Yahuah knows how much longer this is going on, because I've continued. I've been in a crock pot is going to burst any second state of mind since March of 2020. Every single day. Every single day is like, today could be the day. Today could be the day. Today could be the day. Right? And it's not that nothing has happened, because more has happened in the past 5 years, 5.5 now, ish, close, almost. Well, you know what I mean. Than decades and centuries combined. I mean, everything is like in place. Now it's like all the dominoes are there, and they're ready to just hit that one, and it all comes tumbling down. All comes tumbling down. Huh. That sounds like from a nursery rhyme. What nursery rhyme is it? Now this guy's passing me back because I got stuck behind this box truck. He's going like 6 under, but he might have to. Plus we got the construction going on, and so I understand, bro. Well, now it says, oh, work zone begins. So it actually was on again, off again, on again. But, you know, surprise, surprise, more construction. Excuse me. By design. Wondering if it's going to open up and we get to check out some countryside. 76 degrees and sunny, partly cloudy, but they're fluffy, poofy. Yapa clouds. There looks like some farmland right there. Got some open spaces on this side. I did a real quick turn. 10 hour is what, you know, like from the time I stopped driving to the time I was able to begin driving, 10 hour. sleep, the meal, the shower, things, and then what? Got up, got loaded up, and flew out. Didn't bring no food. I did not bring no food. Right? It should be not a huge thing for us. Right? Oh, you gotta go a day without food. You need to be able to do that. You need to be able to go 3 days, 5 days, and 7 days too. Because time is coming, family. And that might be exactly what Abba's calling you to do. Even as of right now, I do not trust the ingredients that are out in the marketplace or the restaurant or the grocery and stuff like this. Do not trust it. I'm gonna roll with you for a bit. 2020. That's the number on the back of his trailer. 2020. Not as a logo, but as an actual stock serialized number, stock number. I don't know. Car number. So look, Samaria, exit 5 from the Bible. No wonder, dude. This is his place. Bro. I get a trip too out of the ones who say, well, we're the people because we're 400 years slaves, as if there was not other people that have also. Whoa, bro, dude, are you serious? You're just gonna cut me off like that? Because there's an officer right there? So cut off a trailer right in front of him. Yeah, that's great. So, we're the people, this is the motherland. The proof is that because of the slave, all that. But I see it says that you'll be shipped off in ships to a strange land that your fathers did not know. So how you gonna put all that? These people, if you can only see big rigs coming on, other big rig tries to get over, can't, the car congestion. I don't even know who I would blame. They're all out of order. The whole thing is out of order. That sounds like from a movie. You're out of order. You're out of order. The whole dang company is out of order, or something like that. Oh boy. There's a Freightliner that's actually kind of pretty looking, but it ain't one of those new aerodynamic ones. It's a little bit older. It's not that old. 008. Sleeper berth. Your cake and eat it too, Rob. And the Qadashayam of Yasharal is the evidence that they are of the true seed and called not by appearances, but by obedience. Not by works, but by love, right? Love for the brothers and love for Yahusha. Guarding the commandments, all that. Look at what the fruits of the Ruach are, and just know, bro, if a person is not manifesting the fruits of the Ruach, I don't give a dang what your vessel looks like. It don't mean nothing. It's foolishness. It's twisting scripture. It's a hate cult. We've gone into it so much times. Just showing the irony of the have your cake and eat it too. We're the displaced people who were trafficked in slave ships and brought to a strange land. Oh, but this is the land of our father. What? Oh, yeah, and the First Nation people who have all the history and tradition, yeah, they're not really the people. We are. So, you want their identity too. Oh, because everyone's trying to steal your identity, so you're not really trying to steal theirs, you're just trying to reclaim yours. Okay, well, which ones are you again? Because you said you were those people, and now you're saying you're these people. I'm tired of it. At the end of the day, your main focus better be on manifesting the fruits of the Spirit and loving Yahusha, guarding the commandments, esteeming his feasts, submitting in all obedience. That's what you got to be about. Yeah, there ain't much right here to look at so far. Just because of these tree lines. Well, there you go. There's some right there. There you go, Mike. We'll open up your Shalum Shalum. 3 miles, exit 232, taking 475 eastbound. Welcome to the heart of it all, Ohio. Ohio. Oh, so it exits on the left? Alright. That dang on construction again, bro. Surprise, surprise, the dang on construction. Don't you be. Thought that one car was going to try to jump over here. There really isn't a gap, but that don't stop them. Doing something stupid. You got to slam on brakes. Majorly, like, defensive driving. Majorly defensive driving. Sometimes you just gotta hover that foot right over that pedal, just in case. There goes the fifth wheel. I'm looking forward to seeing how Abby pulls the fifth wheel. I like the weight distribution. Being over the center axle, the rear axle. The pin being centered over the rear axle. Jeez. Yeah, the center axle. Oh boy. Here go my exit, family. 1/4 mile. Woohoo! Eastbound and now, loaded up and trucking. We gonna do what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old bandit run. Oh boy, I was a huge Smokey and the Bandit fan when I was, I don't know, probably 10, 12 years old. They come out with several different parts, and then some of those characters also crossed over into like Cannonball Run. That's so crazy too, like learning now that they put Transformers in the beginning of the movie. There's a scene where like this Lamborghini gets pulled over and they're trying to get out of a ticket, and it's like, you know, no clue for all those decades, and they're like, wow. And there have been several such revelations which are very shocking and disturbing. So this one's 65. Wildwood Preserve Metro Park. Oh, dang. Why are we... What's happening? Dropped down to 60, but y'all are going 55. Just passed this big rig, and now he's bouncing back out over there. Sorry, buddy. I wasn't trying to... I mean, I'm not the reason, but I understand. Excuse me. I don't know why. I don't understand why these folks are going slow. There ain't nothing. There ain't no reason that I can see. I don't know. Maybe we can discern it as we pass them. So let's see. Oh, this is only... Oh, I gotta get on regular 75 south next. Remember we got on 75 north? On the first load? Maybe not. Maybe you didn't see the first video, but this is part 2 of the day. Yep, I don't see no reason why you got going on. So it's actually looks like you stay on. I don't know. It also says 20A, 3.1 miles. I better watch for the signs of the actual interstate because it's Google ain't giving me no arrow. 3 miles, 75 south to Dayton. Please don't tell me at the last possible moment. Okay, left, north. Do not want that. See? Change lane. South. Should be right here. I don't understand what was up with that diesel either. Earlier on the first load, I got to a half, so I flipped the switch to refill from the auxiliary and brought it up. But that tank was showing me that it was like less than a half, which doesn't make any sense because this, I would have taken 15 gallons. That's registering on that gauge as 45 gallons. That's not that that math ain't mathing unless that gauge needs power from the accessory switch. And I wouldn't think it would. It's probably just a float. I don't know. Just little unanswered things that eventually, you know, the more you do it and you learn, and then you get answers. Dude, it's unreal. It's unreal how these people drive. Back over, but this guy over here has kind of been in my way for a minute. I don't know why he slowed down. Go head on with your bad self. Toledo Museum of Art, so I must be pretty close to Toledo, Ohio. That was a triple axle momentum. That's a very large toy hauler. This should become the right lane here momentarily. And it's saying I'm only on this for 6.5 miles, so that's interesting. I see some skyscrapers over there. Like, I don't know what it is, you guys, like cities that are this size. I don't really want to deal with any cities, but these don't affect me the same way. It's something else, and it's real. Now here's a obelisk on a circa with the Babylonian cross on the top, and it looks like it's actually old world architecture. I wonder how long it's actually been there, and I wonder what they really used it for before it was founded. There's a couple other ones right here following the same basic design, but it's modern. It's more modern architecture and brick. And that actually looks like that's one of the latter-day reverence to dead people. So they got two. It's a campus. Well, I could be wrong about what that campus is. Don't quote me on it. And there's these brick factory buildings that are like abandoned, where I feel like they could do renovation and turn it into housing, and it wouldn't be that the bones of the building are already there. So even you could just go through and put drywall up if you wanted to really do like some cheap, inexpensive flooring, some of those modern day tiles that are made to look like wood. Like, there's a lot of stuff that could be done. That's not really where the interest is. What are you? The Andersons, plural, some kind of big wheat. I think, I don't know. Maybe wheat. Let me get on over for Mr. Big Rig Trucker here. Come on over, brother. It's all yours. When I was real little, I went to school at Hill Air Force Base in Utah. And when we would go out for like our recess and like for lunch, it was this big big grass that we could go on. If you went to the edge, it would be a fence that would be like some kind of interstate. There'd be big truckers going by all the time. And we used to go down by the end, and we'd be over there going like this. Like, come on, come on. Try to get them to honk their horn as they go by. And they'd reach up and oh, we would just go be lit up, giggling, just it's the greatest thing. He honked, he honked. Come on, come on. And then, you know. Whoo! Yeah. That was cool. Missed that. I wonder how old I was. Was that hill? Now I'm a little hard to say because I feel like that could have been like 3rd grade. Maybe 4th grade tops. How old are you in the 4th grade anyways? I don't even know. 2.2 miles and I'm getting on 90 east, which is also 80 east, just in case you wanted to get confused right now. It's the same. Bruh. In Orlando, they got this interstate that goes through Orlando. It's the main vein. It's I-4. Well, guess what? It's I-4 eastbound and I-4 westbound. But in the city of Orlando, it runs north and south through the whole plumb darn city. Stupid. No, it doesn't make no sense. So if you zoom out on the map, you can see, okay, it's going over to, you know, the Gulf Coast. So it is east to west. So this here's a toll road. So I will be eligible for my tolls on quote-unquote outbound tolls. So last time what I did was log into the website and find my transactions for that day. Excuse me. And then it lists them there. And so I could take a screenshot and then I can use my printer, print out a page, and then upload it in for reimbursement. And they got me back for $33.35 last time. Baruk Yahuah. Am I supposed to get over right here? Or am I going to end? I'm going to give it a shot because it's a big old, like, I don't even know what that is. Not really a dump truck, but he's hauling the dumpster container. So, yeah, it's like a flatbed that can carry the big bins that they leave on sites to accumulate the trash into. Oh, what direction did I say, family? East. I hope this is east. I'm gonna really be ticked if I start going west. No, it's looking like it's gonna line up. Because it probably hadn't made that decision yet. Maybe that's why. You go this way first, and then you go this way for east and this way for west. But for right now, he's just, in general, for going to I-80. It's really I-80, but whatever. If you stay on I-90, you're going to join up with it. It becomes one. So when you look on the big picture of the map, 90's more north, though. 80's just underneath it, so yeah, I'm surprised that they have toll booths that you actually got to stop and wait for a gate. That's just like shocking to me. Can you hear her downshifting? Oh, exhaust brake kicking in. You gotta take it? Is it true? Easy pass accepted. I don't have to take a ticket. Dang it. Tricked me. Okay, so this is east, so it's gonna be like I said, this is what's happening. They got this in Florida too this is like the Sun Pass. The Florida Turnpike acts like this. But the East-West Expressway, the 408, ain't nothing like this. Because you really just zoom right on through. But the Turnpike has still got some old school aspects. At least it did when I was there. I don't know, down Miami, probably 6 years ago. I ran down there one time to pick up my Yahusha. She came to visit me before we got married. We was a little lovebirds from the jump, baby. Right from the jump on up. Ha! We was holding each other's hand. Baruk Atah Yahuah. Wow, it says bump and it looks like a dump of a bump. Bump, 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 bump. Oh, wow. Look at this big thing, bro. Yeah, you're on new pavement. I'm coming off of a freaking... You gotta wonder who are the people that call the shots. I guarantee you, if you get down and dirty with the guys that are working the shovels, right? The ones that are actually doing the stuff, they're gonna be like, I don't know what to do. I don't know why we ain't done like this. They don't do it like that. I don't know what they're doing. And it would be like that everywhere. Because people go off to their indoctrination Saturn ring degrees and they come back and they just think they're just so dang wise and have no common sense. No, it's flawed. It's flawed. I remember the model and thinking, that don't make no sense. I know I'll have people be like, oh yes, that does make sense. Don't you dare say anything about the military. Okay, bro, I'm just gonna give you like a little bit of common sense and real life testimony, and we can just leave it right there. Okay? Because my dad, the one who actually, put food in my mouth. Why are we going so slow? Not the one who disowned me, basically. Even though he denies it, I don't believe it, because when he had the perfect opportunity to welcome a grandson into his life, he didn't do it. And then when I reached out to him after the COVID, he's like, I'm not well, I probably won't live long, don't contact me, something like that. Abba protect me from that, because it never had the thing, so just missed the idea of it, really. But anyway, my dad, who stepped into that role, who raised my sister and I, and then had seed with my mother, who is my youngest brother, right? They're a retired Air Force, like I said. So, he worked for a living. I mean, he actually got out on the flight line in the heat and turned the wrenches and loaded the weapons and did the things, right? And then he became like a first sergeant, which in a lot of ways is kind of like a therapist for a squadron, or sometimes even like getting them bailed out of jail, or getting them legal counsel, or getting them abuse courses, physical, domestic abuse, like all kinds of stuff like that. You become more like a management thing. But, these guys would be out doing the work on the ground for decades, and somebody fresh out the college, right? They have a degree, so they come in as an officer. Oh, now you gotta do everything that they say, right? You gotta obey rank and stuff like that. So you have all these guys that have been there, been doing it, been knowing how to do all of it, already fallen into the errors that you're about ready to give orders for people to, you know what I'm saying? And even at one point, they'll go and pull someone like my dad to the side and say, ask questions. Oh, and this is going on. What do you think we should do about that, right? So, what kind of sense does that make? I mean, I saw it when I was little, and I didn't have wisdom. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, maybe there's always a little bit of it. The way the Father protects us from different things, like losing my own life several times. But when I heard this story, I said, wait, so they could be brand new and they don't really know, but they're your boss? Yep. And I think that kind of thing happens a lot. Even other people who have been working in the quality department for a company for 10 years can get a brand new boss who came from engineering, who really hasn't ever worked in quality, who has language deficit, who has lack of common sense, but because they have a diploma, they're the new boss. That's just the way to get down in Babylon. That's just the way it goes. That's the way it works. And then those alpha males that are there, who have common sense, who dare to speak up and say this ain't right, those are the ones they want to target right there. That's what they were trying to get you to do. Expose yourself, stand up, go against the narrative, the mainstream, you know. Yep. Excuse me. See, I had this amazing elk last night. Oh, left lane closed in a half mile. We're not doing that. Sorry, I'm gonna stay right here. I thought I had a lot of room to try and go around, but I'm gonna do nothing. Hey, horses! Oh, pretty ones. Look at the manes on them, bro. The blonde hair thing. They're so very cute. So, I always enjoy, you know, re-experiencing the pleasures of the flavors of people will think that's gross. I ain't trying to be gross. I'm not talking about actually like coming up. I'm just talking about the wind as it passes back through. It still has some of the flavors. Man, whatever. I just want to be real. I ain't trying to offend nobody, but you know, I'm also not trying to be fake. I'm not trying to be fake. So, yeah, so that thing was actually telling me that I lost 2 minutes. So we need to keep it all moving. And I'm going to do that thing again where I pull some fuel over from the half. I'm getting 10.9, which is not surprising. Even though this trailer is 6,500 pounds, it's just such a box, bro. It really is. It's a Coleman is the name that they put on it, but that's not actually the manufacturer. Coleman is just who got to put their name on it kind of thing. It's actually Keystone. So in a way you could say, well, Keystone kind of sold out, right? And then they mass produced the thing and then they're selling them like hotcakes out of the camping worlds. That's what I think. I could be wrong. I saw hundreds of these at a Goshen Yard, Indiana. I don't think it has the quality, right, craftsmanship and building materials. I definitely wouldn't want to see someone full-time in it. And you know, we're 5 years in our RV, and it is 4 seasons. Technically 4 seasons, bro. You know? Let me just double check something right quick on my log. I was thinking about this thing with the logs, and that I might want to just, oh yeah, all's well. That I might want to just do paper logs, but then fill them out in the app, like before bedtime or something. I don't know, just thinking about it. Because they can be kind of finicky when you're trying to do it at the time of, and also like if you jump from one task to the other, you're supposed to update it as you go. But if you start doing something else and you forget and you need to go back, it's maybe not quite as easy as just doing it with a pencil and paper and then completing it later. And when I first started using the app, I think it was responding to the settings, forgive me, to the clock selection of time zone in my phone. And so it kept on being wrong, and I kept trying to adjust it, and it didn't want to let me adjust it. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't go to 8? It's 8:15. Like, what? So once I put the phone permanently on the same time as Indiana, just keep it right there, don't let it change. It was, and something like that seems like should be brought up in orientation to me. It just seems like very, very profitable nugget of information. Like, everything you do in your log digitally is on Indiana time, no matter where you are. Well, then that means that the device that you're utilizing to do the log needs to be on Indiana time at all times too, no matter where you are. And to not share that is almost like setting people up for failure and frustration and whatnot. Yeah, it's about the sky today. That is the sky. Just looking so pretty, so clear, so puffy, white cloud. So we're gonna be on this here road for 62 miles. 62 miles. That is a hot minute. I remember this Mac from earlier. I remember 2 mentions of Mac earlier. One was Mac tonight, when they used to tell you at McDonald's you're gonna be eating Mac tonight, whoever he is. And also, this here's a rubber duck. You got your ears on, right? Let me see. Come boy. Yeah, I don't know. Even when I was a little guy, I remember I was crying when they filled a rubber ducky full of holes. Rubber ducky. Oh, that's funny. But I think he went off the bridge and everything too, but somehow he survived or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of funny, some of the things that they fill our minds with from the time we're just little tight. The programming is vast. And then by the time you're grown and you have little ones of your own, you don't think there's any harm in it. No harm, no foul, just little cartoons, lighten up. Hey, it's just a little fantasy, it's okay. Imagination never hurt nobody, and stuff like that. I'm sorry, how's that sober-minded? You've seen these folks, what they grow up into? They la-la land. La, 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 la. Next thing you know, they're imagining what they even are, where they even are. They don't want to be here. They don't want to be in reality. They don't want to be who they are. And, it's an internal struggle that they're dealing with that will consume them. Whoa, hey, bro, what you doing? Coming on over here. So now the passenger cars are passing the big rig on the wrong side of the road. Can you hear that? That high-pitched, squeaking, whistling sound? Earlier I had the air cranked because when I got back into the cab after dropping the trailer and doing paperwork and waiting and all the things I had to do, staging, take pictures again. Anyway, it got hot in here. So I fired up the AC and had it cranking, and it sounded like it was more noticeable to me. So I was like, oh, maybe it's that. I'm gonna try to turn it down and see if it goes away. Well, it might have lessened slightly, but it didn't go away. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's just a fan rotor or if it's something. It probably makes no sense for me to say bearing, because I'm sure that someone with more knowledge and understanding is going to let me reassure me and be like, yeah, dude, it's definitely not that, because if it was, you wouldn't hear it. It's all encased and you wouldn't hear it. That's probably true. But I don't know a lot of that. So that big truck finally able to get over once a stream of people stopped passing them on the right. They weren't signaling either, so. Now when you see a big truck like this, and they're pulling what do you got there? 4, 7, maybe 7 different cars on there. Oh dang, maybe more. 1, 2, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are they getting paid, say 60 cents a mile per car, or are they just getting paid something from their company? And I wonder how much they actually are getting per mile. I think in some cases they get, less than $1 a mile, right? I mean, I'm sure it varies, but I'm curious. There's some open spaces out there for you. That's sun shining down on Abba's creation right there. The greater light rules the day. Baruk Atah Yahuah. hot shotter right there. So it does seem like that could be a well way to earn too. If you get a CDL and get a gooseneck trailer, some flatbed trailer that's, you know, substantial, trailer, FedEx trailer, then you can see they're starting a thing with this company that I'm leased on with, where you can lease one of their trailers and they can do hot shot loads for you. They're starting a hot shots type division. That's interesting. And then when you look at these big rigs, you see some of these guys out here got a big rig like that, and they got a large flatbed trailer, and then they put 3 campers up on it. Not quite as large as the one I got right now, but they can probably take 2 of those, 3 of the other littler ones, and then, you know what I mean? And so then they're getting $1 for each one, because everything is $1 and change. So, like, I don't know, they could be saying $1.40, $1.40, $2.80, and then $4.20. So $4.20 a mile. But they're also using a big tractor like that. There's some other people that are doing multi-haul, which is what that is too, multi-haul, another triple trailer. Excuse me so much. They're doing multi-hauls, but like with dualies and stuff. And they got CDL, so they're not worried about the weight. It's just a matter of the capacity, you know, what the equipment can handle, what the trailer might be rated for, and how they're going to secure the load and all that. Which I'm not trying to say just like it's a small thing. I'm just saying that the restriction of the GVWR then is different, and it goes to total scale weight. They can go over 26,000 pounds because they got CDL. When you're not CDL, you got capped out at 26,000 pounds. Excuse me, I've gotten quite a bit of yawning going on here. 111 miles. That's actually not too shabby. 1 hour and 43 minutes is the estimated time remaining. Some of that looked like it was military, like, just checking it out. Look, so what body of water is that, family? I think I'm just south of, I don't want to say something, it just seems so ignorant, but like a Lake Michigan type of scenario. Lake. Yeah, for sure. I didn't realize that I was that close. Just north of here. Probably won't be able to see from here, but maybe when we get up on one of these little bridges or overpasses or whatever they are, we'll be able to see it. Now every time I see somebody pulling a camper, I'm looking to see if they got rock guards on. Every time now. Probably going to get tired of doing that too eventually, but for right now I'm like, are they an RV transporter? Are they an RV transporter? It's funny. So there's some water that's leading to the lake, but it's not, well, maybe it is a part of the actual lake. I don't know how they do the boundary of it, but it looks like more like a river. Oh, no, guys. So they call it Sandusky Bay. And this is Lake Erie that we was just speaking about. I don't know what it is about that name. It's just a little off. There's something eerie about it. That's lousy, dude. That ain't even funny at all. Worth Road, I wonder how much it is. Another lousy jokes. Sometimes I get a craving for a burrito. Like green chili, asada, steak. And it's pretty intense. When I went to visit Aki Matt, I got to have some Mexican food. So amazing. Carne asada. Love it. And sometimes I just have a craving for a cheeseburger. And it's like I don't really eat bread. And I don't even really I don't do ketchup. And Mama Bear makes us some mustard sometimes. We have that. We like mayonnaise. I didn't know what to get with my steak and eggs, so I got tomato slice. Probably genetically modified. I don't know, bro. Sometimes I strive to eat Qadash as I can, but in a time like that when you're out stranded, see that's multi-haul. That big truck, dang, dude. He had like 4 flatbed work trucks and some spools of some kind of either cord or hose. I couldn't tell, and I think he's hot-shotted, that guy. I could be wrong, but I think those are could be different jobs, that different customers that are along the same route. It's just stacking orders. Like that's gotta pay a lot of coin. I know. By the time you do your maintenance and your fuel, so somebody's probably going to say, yeah, but you won't really make anything at the end of the day. I don't know. Some people say. And then other people are like, I've been doing this for 20 years and I love it, and I don't know what to do. It's like, well, do you also get a check for being a disabled veteran, or are you retired military? Some of the people are. But not all the people that do this are. I guess it comes down to who's willing to actually work hard, who's willing to take offers that, and not be so selective. But if you're available to take something, take something. Take the best what you can get. Don't sit around and wait until you get exactly what you want and then say that you can't make any money. Well, because you're not doing whatever needs to be done, you're doing whatever you want to do, which is cool, but then you can't blame the entire profession or industry or whatever because it's not bearing fruit when you're being very selective about, You can say, I love this job because it gives me the freedom to pick and choose all my jobs, and if I don't want to work, I don't have to, and if I want to go somewhere, I can go there. Then that's cool. That's not why I'm doing it. You know what I mean? I'm doing it because I got capped out at my corporate position, and they would always promise me stuff and never deliver. And then when I added a hustle, 2.5 days of food dash delivery, I still couldn't make our basic needs. I'm not talking about our HBO or whatever, bro. And when you look and you go, okay, so we're paying $563 a month for our RV and $800 a month So you just combine that, comes out to 13 and change, right? For your rent. Now, where are you going to go to get that? Tell me we're not living, right? That's pretty reasonable, I would say. And in Washington, that's very reasonable. Go get an apartment and find out. I don't think somebody could pay me to live in an apartment. I don't want it. I don't want to be around, man. I just don't want to be near folks like that and be all trapped and isolated when something happens and you're just gridlocked and you can't, like, I get creeped out passing through these major cities now. I want to be in the country. I really do. And I do like being in the mountains, and I do like being in the cooler climates. And actually very well for my prosthetic, because the main thing that causes me problems is sweat. And it's not because I don't want to sweat. I'll sweat. It ain't that. It's that when I do sweat in my liner, all of my salve that my baby makes when I'm home to have it will break down and get like really slick, slimy and slippery and whatever, and it's basically like losing a part of my suspension. So the leg needs to be taken off, washed, and then redressed with a fresh lining for the liner. So when I got stranded those 2 days at Cracker Barrel and I was away from my stuff, because I brought salve and everything obviously with me for this, but I didn't bring it that day because I thought I was just doing like today. Because if this happens to me again, I'm going to be in the same boat. Then I'm really going to feel blockheaded. Like it says I'm going to get there. It's 3:55. I have to be there. They close at 5 and they will not wait for me. And then I'm going to be stuck with the trailer on, having to find a place to bed, and it's Shabbat. And so I'm not traveling then either. So I'm going to really be in a pickle with Shpaka. But anyway, when I got stranded at the Cracker Barrel Saturday and Sunday, what I did was I had this. I don't know if you will be able to see that, but it says salted butter. They bring me biscuit or muffin or whatever, and yeah, I used to tear into that, but I don't eat that now. So I just, politely refuse. Well, the second day I was like, oh, my leg is on fire, it's burning, because my salve was all worn out. So when it gets dry, it's like an Indian burn. Have you ever take 2 hands like this, place them side by side on someone's wrist, and go like this, back and forth with them touching it? Their skin will be on fire. It's crazy painful. You do it one hand, it's one thing. You go the other way, the other hand, it's one thing. You do them together, side by side, woo-wee, that thing will burn you. Or a carpet burn, you know how it feels? Well, it starts getting like that, especially right here on the kneecap. There's a lot of tension right here. And if I'm wearing jeans and I have a sleeve over and I have a liner over, forget about it. So I was like, hey, I'm just gonna take that butter and I'm gonna put that right there in the palm of my hand, go like that, and then just rub it all on there and then put the liner on. It worked all right too for probably about 4 hours. Well, that day I was driving all 11 of my 11 hours and dealing with Chicago traffic and whatnot, lunatics, and ooh, I was having a rough time. It was hurting me, and my headache, oh, it was next level. Overstimulated. Yeah. That's why, like, I want to be able to hitch up to some big trailer and then just get out of Dodge. Don't going across state lines, driving on wide open spaces. I do not want to be all up in cities. If I have to go to a city to drop off, I have to go to a city, right? If I have to make an interchange, I have to make an interchange. But there are certain cities that I don't want to get near. You know, New York, Baltimore, Chicago, LA, Atlanta, Dallas. I'm sure you can think of some other ones. Just think of, if you go back to your old school way of thinking of like war games, do you want to play a game, you know? And they're simulating a nuclear attack and they're like, okay, who would rush a target? Just think of those places. Because they've been marked and targeted for a long time. Did I tell you that Yahuah told me that those big cities are buffets for demons? I know I put it in another video, but you might not have heard it. It's magnetically attracting reprobate minds, wicked Ruach Ha'Qadash dwelling together and receiving praise and esteem for their lawless deeds and rebellion against Yahuah. They're given over, they're marked, they're sealed. Whoa, bro, that big thing gotta stay over there, okay? Whew, I got a concrete barrier right here, and Mr. 18-wheeler just come drifting on over. I mean, I got respect and love for truckers, but I don't love you that much. Stay on over there. Woo! I mean, the lake is one thing, but that county, have you seen how eerie that county is? Bro. I think it should just name it that, you know, because it's eerie. I'm pushing 11 miles to the gallon. Might could get there. Especially like, say, some of these places where you just stay on the same road for like 70 miles or more, and you're not having to do a lot of lane changing, and you don't have any headwinds. That's, of course, I guess if you get tailwinds, then you're really going to get great mileage, huh? So what's this? Looks like a whole farm of solar panels. That really does make me interested, because my little solar panels that I got right here, one of those things will power this fan and mist, and bro, it's not the most comfortable thing. It's not air conditioning, I get it, but when you gotta rough it and you don't have, you know, you can get by. Now if I would have went outside and found a shade tree and laid in the grass, I wouldn't have been probably hot at all. I might have ants all over me. The ants got on me when I was sitting down recording a little bit. One of the days that I was there. Caution, Yashar'Al. So much confirmations came after that. It's just not even like, may everyone see it. Like I said earlier, the writer, the director, the producer, the photo shoot, right? This narrative this long, the novel that's there, fake. This looks like a CMEX company. I don't know if it's CMEX specifically or something else. No, it's not. I saw Gencor or something. Propane, natural gas. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you do both. Maybe you got to do something with all the rock that you dug up, so you turn around, turn it into cement. I don't know. I don't think they're necessarily. You can smell it now too. See, I don't know. I'm one of these weird. I'm weird. I like the smells. I like the smells of the quote-unquote fossil fuels. Of course, I know that they're not a depleting resource as is said, and that they're actually produced by the earth. And I would consider them to almost be like a type of her blood or life force that they're sucking out. But the thing is that they profit off it, and they charge you and all this stuff when it's actually an abundant resource that is replenishes. Ain't that something? That's crazy, bro. But yeah, I actually like the smells. It doesn't bother me when I get diesel smell on me at the pump. Or like when I used to refuel my ATC, I actually like the smell. I don't know. It's odd, I guess. I like the smell of campfires, but I also like the smell of, being outside in the breeze, or different types of flower. The stuff that comes from Arats. There's all stuff that comes from Arats, right? I mean, gas is refined, so I get it. It's like goes through a process. Although natural gas is natural, right? Except for the fact that they add the aroma so that people can discern leaks or detect leaks. Because otherwise, I believe that it's not actually there. That it's odorless. Dang, why do I keep on seeing that Mac right there? Like, why does he keep on being right there in that spot? I want to be able to look at the gauge on my tank right now, but I don't want to stop because I got this hard deadline. So I'm gonna have to pop this on. But last time maybe I left it on too long. I don't know. I just really pull out. It's not leaking right now, dude. That would be trash. Like if it has like some kind of a overflow or something. So let's do. It says 11:38. Firing it up. And I need to just keep a very close eye on it this time. I think last time I just got distracted by the construction and traffic or something. See, now the clouds are gathering more as it start to approach. I wonder what time it actually is here. Probably is the same time as Indiana and Ohio, right? Eastern, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, maybe 3 hours. We might. I wonder if we're gonna get to see some rain clouds, some storm clouds gathering. I actually like it. Now, if you remember, when I traveled from Washington to Indiana, I was caked in bugs. Caked in bugs, bro. Now look at all these miles I've been putting out here, dropping these 3 trailers, and it's not nigh one. Oh, look at that. Class B diesel with a Jeep on the back. Dang. That was another thing that I thought about doing for us, but I can't afford that one. It's way too prestigious, expensive. But the idea of having like some kind of a Class B or Class A, and then you also have a tow vehicle that you can like zipple around in. That's one way to have your house be be able to travel and have a separate vehicle. Well, when we chose the fifth wheel option, you have a separate vehicle, but it's a big old honking dually. And I don't know if you've ever been to Issaquah, Washington, or other places, which doesn't even make sense because Washington is like just wide open spaces, mountains, pine trees, amazing waters, and these fiery mountains. And why are you making it all like little compact EV Mickey Mouse rinky dinky Orlando-esque-ville? Why are you doing that? And then all those folks that are there generationally and been there, if whether they're farmers or ranchers or just outdoorsmen types, and fishermen and all that, are like, you have like old world, new world collide. Like it's weird. It's weird. And I only had a few people that actually get it and hear me what I'm saying. And I'm like, how is this not a thing to everybody? Like I talked to my Yahusha and she's like, yup, it's so true. Yep, look at that. The .com folks, right? And they have their EV and whatever, and they might have a lot of square feet in their house, but they're crammed in next to their neighbor like it ain't nothing, and they just like, this is your yard right here, Mr. Day. This is 2 feet right here. So you can use a weed whacker if you want. You don't even need a mow. You know? And then these other people out here got maybe a little bit of a spread, or some of them are in trailers, dilapidated buildings. Like they're trying to force them out. It's a trip. 24 East, stay right here. Stay right here, family. Now they're telling me to drop my speed to 50 for construction. So I better oblige. Oh, that big rig just got over. I should not. I'm coming back. I'm coming right back. Ain't nobody behind me. I want to try to hang with him for a second. It looks like my shot just embarked on a journey. If you don't have the 360 app, I recommend it, but it is a bit Big Brother-esque. I mean, you know, there was a time back home when I got on it to let a big rig over, and it sends her a report and says what my maximum speed is and makes me a race car, and then says, you know, things about it. You know, it's a nanny app, maybe? I don't know. I don't really dig that myself, but people have over long periods of time given up a lot of their quote unquote privacy and whatnot to these mega corporations and stuff. I'm gonna stick with this guy for a bit. Let all these folks go flying by. I mean, I told you that it said 50, and he going 60. I'm just sticking with the trucker. We're behind a military caravan as well. So they go 62, bro. I don't know. You tell me. And watch this. It's just gonna be like, shoo, shoo, right? Everywhere I go, I see it. Same thing. And I don't see anybody stroking no tickets. Nope. The fraternal order of policing. It's almost like there's some high up order that altered policing in 2020. That's when I saw it. And I was in it. And at different places. And I saw the change. Well, if he's getting over, I'm getting over. I'll tell you that right now. Hey, we're going to get to see some of these vehicles on the camera now. I passed by some earlier, but I wasn't able to capture it. So, yeah, just keep an eye out right here. They're coming up. So I was telling my shot, like, I literally believe that the rubber that they have for their tires lasts longer or rated for higher miles. And can anyone verify that or tell me if I'm incorrect, please? It's weird too how they make the cab so squat, like they're just short. That one looked like it was loaded out with communications gear, like it's a little comm unit. Maybe, I don't know. It's a trip. So this one is a dump truck style, also hauling like a utility trailer. That looks like it's rated probably for some crazy amount of weight, dude. Like, what is that, bro? What are you? Okay, and here goes another one. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tires on a dump truck. And those ain't normal tires, bro. They just ain't. Look at the spare. Tell me if you get to see the spare on the camera. I'm gonna try to look and see. Yep, you saw a great look at it right there. All right. And this one is a covered, it has a covered cargo section, so you could probably utilize it for troops or something. And it's also toting portable water, which looks like it could be, I don't know, I guessed at 500 gallons. I don't know, it could be more. Hey, they're blue team or something. You know, red team, blue team. I thought that was kind of interesting that we even have red team, blue team distinction in RV transport, because there's the two sister companies, Wave and Horizon, and Wave is blue and Horizon is red. It's very interesting. Very interesting to me. Oh, I forgot what time. Dang it, bro. I hope I didn't pump it too long. I wonder if it's overflowing. I don't want that to happen. That stuff is precious. It comes at a great price. Very weird. It doesn't even seem like it. I don't know if that's accurate, bro. It literally looks like it went up 1/8 of a tank. How long? Oh, I forgot what number I said. 32, I think. So that was like 10 minutes. Just don't know it. But I was discouraged when I saw how low the gauge was. I was like, what? It should have only been like, let me see. So it's 95, right? So half of it is like 47 or something. Right lane into half a mile. All right. Join you then. Your big boy. There he goes. He got over right away. There you go. He's paying attention, looks like. Construction zone must be ending because they're off. They're off to the races at 70 miles an hour. I was trying to do some figuring. It's, if this tank is 30, then that would be like 15. Then it went up. And 15 out of 95 body is a third, and half of that is a sixth. So it doesn't make no sense. The only thing I can hope is that it was powered by the auxiliary, and because it was off, it just had been slowly going down. And so what I saw was not accurate. I really need that to be the case, because if not, that feels like $90. Dang it, bro. Oh man. I mean, it can be true. I just say it can't be because I don't want it to be. That can't be true because I don't want it to be true. But I'm going to need to get some verification on that gauge. So it does seem like it also has gone up a little since I looked at it. So it might be still taking a minute to completely register. I definitely think the pump would be better, because you can toggle it from inside the cockpit and not have to get out if you're a type of driver who can go long distance. And also, you get the filter now with that too, right? So yeah, you got to change the filter, but you're also making sure that what goes into the truck is filtered, extra filtered. Go too, bro? You can go. You wanna go? I don't know. I got you. Man, I always try to extend courtesy to these big rigs. I mean, we take it for granted the amount of skill and work that's required to do that job, and to do it for a long period of time and to be safe. Like, that's just, people don't even know how to pay attention to that. In order to do that, you got to pay attention. You know what I mean? You got to be alert like all times and head on a swivel and looking ahead and utilizing due regard and a lot of things. So, not to mention just the physical functionality of working the gears and all, the other equipment too. The suspension, the brakes, the coolant lines, whatever it is, because there's a lot of different types of arrangements. Look at that. We're almost at 2 hours again on this one. You guys see that radio tower? This guy. What the freak are you doing, bro? You're just driving down with your signal on. Sorry. I said bro, but it is a woman. But still, what are you doing, lady? She still got her turn signal on. Venture Industries. Look at the money there. Dang, bro. I'm not gonna upload these videos most likely until tomorrow. But also tomorrow is Shabbat. Or I shouldn't have said tomorrow. I should say this done, like overnight. make sure that I get to spend time with my shop, my bun, my house, my shkaka. So definitely something about the gauge. Now it's making me think again about what she was saying. Maybe what she was saying was it's not going to register the difference until you turn it off. But I saw it go up the first time. Dang it, that's weird. So now it's halfway between 5/8 and 3/4. So it's like trying to tick to that 3/4 mark. And I didn't have it on that long. He just doesn't, but I'll be surprised if he stays there. Yeah, here he comes. Come on, bro, I'm following you because you're supposed to know what you got going on. You see that big old military truck on the side of the road? 4 of them? Dang! And a big rig. I don't know what they got going on, but I don't know. I just don't know. There goes one of them songs getting stuck in my head out of nowhere. I ain't listening to that. That one's interesting too because the whistling part is like really catchy. We came across the country with our RV. It has a camera in the back, which is so awesome when you're trying to discern if it's okay for you to come over or not. You got a big old long trailer, you know. I would not be able to really imagine trying to do it without it, to be honest with you. Wait, construction again? Are you guys trying to trap people with this as the state patrolman goes rolling past me? Come on, bro. Oh, what are you breaking for? What are you gatekeeping here? All these people want to pass you so much right now. I ain't finna pass you neither. There's a whole line of them right there. Woo! Yeah, go push the patrol lady. Go ahead, bro. Oh, well, he just hit his brakes like he just now realized that was a police officer. That's funny. Come on, bro, push her. I want to see. Yeah. Some of these guys do it, and I used to do it, so I get it, right? I mean, I would pull up behind people, and Bessie the dually with that big old bush guard on there, and it had like extra lighting and stuff, and they would probably look and see in the mirror and go like, "Oh man, get out of this guy's way," and they would too. They would jump out of your way. But that one, I don't know if that's gonna go so well for you. Maybe I'm gonna get over though if I get a chance. But I'm feeling kind of stuck right now. How do they justify that DEF is 419? If it's supposed to just be some post-burn fuel additive that's supposed to reduce carbon emissions by recycling the half-burnt diesel through, right? And then you charge more than actual diesel for it, which is actually where it gets the oomph and the power to move, right? Oh, it's my shot. Let me see. I actually don't want to try to answer or look at Messenger while I'm driving these days because it stresses me out. And right here is not the most ideal time to reach over and do a pause just because there's construction. I need to check and see what she's saying. She might be asking me. Miss you too, baby. I love you so much. Mwah! All is going well with you guys. Are you guys out running around? I got a notification on the 360 app, but I'm trying not to check it while I'm driving. What you hauling, mister? What the heck are those? Like miniature dump truck beds. What's this hot shot pulling right here on this flatbed? You see that big old generator or something? Excuse me. All right, so Whoa, hey, that's the one that was pushing the 5-0. Dang, look at him go. Fly. Oh, it's a race. And they're off. Watch out for these fools, y'all. 1.4 miles. I-80 East. Okay. So I think that's one more lane over. No, that's 90. Wait. I'm already on 82. Why are you telling me? Why does the thing tell you to exit when it's just going to turn around and tell you to stay on? I'm already going to stay on if you just not tell me. What? So 90 is breaking off now. Is what it is. 80 and 90 running together for a long time. Tapped out that water. I need to get on some more water. Oh. Now hope that I can basically split and get on this trailer. Because it's already basically like their it didn't come from the manufacturer, you know what I'm saying? So, but of course they got to look at it and make their determination if there's any damage that was caused by me. Ain't no damage caused by me, bro. Geese overhead. Solo though. So now it's updated to 36. So there wasn't really anything that changed. It counted down to the 90 exit instead of just saying that I'm stand on 80 until I exit. I don't really need to know when other people's exit is. I'm not navigating to other people's destination. Oh, she leaving me some voice messages, so I gotta check these out. I'll be right back with y'all. Alright, I'm back. Oh, that's somebody else. So I know, like people come to us in the name and then they're asking us for money and stuff. So I don't really reply to those accounts. I don't look at that anymore. Done with that. Here goes another one. Military. Trip me out because the cockpit, like the design, they remind me a lot of the Russian trucks. So I just find that to be kind of interesting. I don't think anybody let me know if the sound is better after I stopped using the windshield air. I feel like they had. Can't turn it down like, oh, I guess I can turn it down like that. 29 miles, stay on 80 to 8 south. Here goes another one of those portable water tanks. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. That thing is like, maybe it's like 500, but it could be more. It doesn't say right on there. It probably says somewhere on there, just not right where I can see. Now this one's got a gunner, what do you call that? Perch? A gunner, yeah, I guess it's up on the roof. Very wide stance, low to the ground, armored up, and the whole thing. Which I don't know if I talked about this on here or not. I mean, probably so. We've talked about enough about Trump and whatnot. Whoa! But they apparently were having some anti-immigration protests in like Los Angeles, California, and Trump immediately ordered deployment of the National Guard and said, we're not going to have this like we did under Biden. Martial law, like in the news, in the media, declared, whether or not some people say, well, we've been under martial law or not, we're under the Emergency Powers Act already or not, whatever. Just saying the comms, the media, it's right out there, normalizing it. We're to that point now where it's normalized in the media that the president says that he's declared martial law. And if you remember, it wasn't even that long ago, there was an Asian prime minister, I think is what they call their leader there, I think. Oh, sorry, I said there. It's not like all of Asia I'm talking about. It was a country in Asia, I don't remember which one. Possibly one of the, I don't know, maybe it was Korea. Well, anyway, he came under heavy scrutiny. Wow. Speed limit? What speed limit? Construction zone? What construction zone? Every single thing right here. Cone. Hello. They don't care. I'm just gonna get over, dude. I don't know. Watch all these people going to try to pass me too on the left over here. I don't know. Maybe there's not. And there's really not this time. Hey, big old boy there. He was on the accelerator. That truck was revving up. Now he's going past. I think about this sometimes too, with the stresses of being a trucker that's on ELD, electric, basically electric logs, right? And what happens if you had plans on resting at a certain place and you can't make it? I guess that's why they are able to basically bunk sleeper berth on ramps and off ramps and wherever they want and stuff. I asked a question in the Facebook group about it because I was thinking to myself, man, I will probably just do that instead of, because I don't want to be around crowds of people. I don't want to be in a truck stop, and I don't want to be in a rest area like at night, you know, not really. I guess I would, but nah, I don't really want to. But like I see the big rigs and they crash out on the ramps, and I'm pretty sure it was my Yahusha that said that they're allowed to or something like that, maybe from DOT perspective, federal regulations, whatever. But these people in the group were like saying that no, they're not, neither one of us are, and if anything happens you can be liable if there's a wreck. Excuse me. And another guy was like, I've been doing it for years and nothing has ever happened and no one's ever said anything to me. So I thanked him for his reply. You know? Here comes another big rig wanting to press through. This doesn't really seem like it's the place for that. Woo-wee, bro. Can't like it. Why are these guys getting over? I'm gonna get stuck here. Oh, they both jumped over and there's no room. He's letting me over. Thank you. Over? What are you doing? Uh-oh. And the brakes now. What's going on? $22 miles. Got a lot of fancy stickers on your truck, mister. Is that a Ukrainian truck? Somebody will have to let me know in the comments if they're watching and listening and they see that guy go by. Because I saw a bunch of blue and yellow wings and maybe some kind of sword or something. Probably saying, I support Ukraine. sometimes I think that they put these people into power so they can just do like a litmus test on what they're able to get away with and what they're not, because some of these characters should be run out on a rail immediately, just based on where their path. That's public information. Like, what in the world? That's wild, bro. And is it that people are okay with it, or is it that they don't think it will matter, or they're afraid to say something? I don't know. I wonder about that too. Cleveland and Columbus, Ohio. Runoff is 71, eh? I would definitely bring another load out this way. I don't mind this at all. I haven't really had an issue with any of the places except for that crazy Chicago. That was just donkeys. I know I can stay farther away. It might take a little longer, and it's not going to be what Google suggests, right? They're like, oh, come right into the belly of the beast. It's fine. Youngstown. Oh, also Ohio, huh? Man, Ohio pretty large, ain't it? I did see that the miles per gallon jumped up to 11. Got fuel gauge, didn't quite make it to 3/4. It got close. I need to lay eyes on that gauge and see what's up with that. I'm gonna end up breaking down and getting another coffee. Darn it, I wish I would have brought some. Try to help me understand why you pass me in a construction zone, but out here you won't go one over. You pull right out in front of me and just sit there. Now you're gonna get over. There wasn't nobody over there the whole time, family. Hey man, not all of them are cut from the same cloth. I'm just saying. Like the old boy was telling me when I was fueling up yesterday. I told you earlier, I met another really cool trucker at the pump, and he says something about at least whether or not they speak English or not. I remember when I was young, it was a big old outrage that you have to press 1 for English. Some old folks right then, they didn't appreciate that, even just that. Now, down there can't even say nothing about it. And it goes to show you too, like directive agenda, that sort of thing, because from a capitalistic perspective, they're going to say, well, we believe that our customers prefer this or that, and they're going to make their decisions based on their customers. They're not going to intentionally alienate themselves from half the country or more, half of their customer clientele or more. That's coming down from NGOs. So we're pulling up this hill. I can see them boys up ahead starting to slow down. I wonder how much, I don't know how long this climb's for. Not dang sure another thing that'll eat up your gas, fuel. Probably should stop saying gas. That fuel filter is down 11% already, and I only did 3 loads. That's crazy. And the oil's down 20%. Bro, what? I don't know exactly what my miles were at. It's probably in my log though. Just a little bit concerned about that check engine light, to the point to say, like, wonder what the heck that's going to be or could be. You know, when am I going to get it checked? Obviously, I can't have a load assigned to me when I do it. Auto transport trailers, they really wobble around a lot. Oh, it drives me nuts, bro. I can't like this. I don't know what's going to happen, but my prediction is that this boy right here, he's about to start taking off. He's coming into my lane. He's on a downhill slope now. He passed me earlier, so I'm not sure what the heck. He's got a flying eyeball, a tiger. He's got all kind of Ukrainian stuff written in there. I have no idea what any of those patterns are on there. Several flying eyeballs. Oh dang, look at the decorations inside the cab. favoriteest place to be right there. That's for sure. And is he gonna come back and take me now, or is he just gonna like let me go? He's just hanging out right there. That says you can go that way to go to Akron also. I'm not interested in doing that though, that's for sure. Dang it. He got over and opened the floodgate on this cars one past me. Get over. Ah. Freaking hung me out to dry here a little bit. Trucks and slower traffic use right 2 lanes. Excuse me. I don't know where they all came from, but they all got released. Probably got stuck behind those big trucks going 3 wide through there. It's funny though. 5.7. I do wonder about those emails, but I cannot check them right now. I cannot check my email. Yeah, coffee. It's like, what do you even get to eat out here? It's crazy, bro. Can't trust nothing. It's all chemicals, GMO. Worse. Even worse than that. Yeah, even worse than that, family. Even worse than that. Dude, you want to go past me? All right, go ahead. After you. Excuse me. These old boys are taking advantage of that downhill. They don't care. They just do not care. Look at that. That's the Ukraine again. See that transport carrier losing it because it just starts getting swirly. Yeah, like get over emergency vehicles on the side of the road. Watch out. Step aside. Silverado. For this little here, Silverado. Ooh. Alright, I got 2 miles. I'm gonna actually there. I know this guy's going a little bit slower, but I'm going to slow down. Because I need to go over. And I got to get off at 2 miles. That's some interesting country right here where we're at. I don't know how much of that you guys can see. It goes far down underneath this. Like, are we going up over water or what? Why are we? That's over Boston Mills Road. And there's train tracks. Oh no, they called it Metro Parks Bikeway. My apologies. Maybe it's converted, I don't know. I don't know what that big one is over there. This is probably water. I don't know for sure. Makes sense. What's that? Big bridge up there. Oh, some other interstate. Let's pay attention here. We're going to get off here. We're down to 22 miles only. We're almost there. Strung them together, back to back. Let's go. Like, I don't know if it's true, but I think it's possible that the company's also like testing out someone when they're new to see how long it's going to take them to get 3 loads and those 5 loads, and like how they're going to, are they going to just be like one here and one there picking and choosing, or are they willing to like work? You know what I mean? Toll. I'll go way over here, though I don't like it. Now, see, there's like a sticker or a decal or something on there that's like basically damaged from the wind, and I can't like that. That's not my fault. Easy pass accepted. Then I'm supposed to go straight ahead and do a curly Q thing. Got this first ramp. Oh, this is some brilliant design right here, guys. I mean, I don't know. I just have to say, you're just like the engineer with the mostest. What? There's no room to merge. Everyone's coming out like that's a clown show. Clown show. But yeah, there's a decal there, and it's like split and fraying around in the wind and stuff like that. What kind of cheap sticker are you putting on the front of your trailer, bro, that can't handle a little bit of wind? What the what? Remember when they used to put logos on shirts that couldn't even handle a wash machine? Oh boy. Where'd you get your iron on, dude? A cereal box? Checks? Dang it. Sometimes you get a little bit of a sore throat, and these things don't really do much, but they're the only ones that don't have sugar. At least that I've found. Thanks for emerging. Stay right here. 19 miles. I'm gonna jump off of here. I'm gonna be at the place. I don't even have my leg on, family. Yeah, I'm about to pop my leg off for the last part of this here journey. Well, before I even fired up the camera, so that's over 2.5 hours ago. It's still a little bit raw, too, from when I got, I don't want to say stranded, because I mean it's not like that. It's just I didn't have a lot of my stuff. It says Hudson Corporation limits instead of like county line or city limits or something. It's corporation limits. I wonder what Hudson is in this context. Blossom Music Center. There's a big Army place. Probably take some dealer deliveries there. Oh wow, look at that vegetation. What is that? Marsh, wetland, very tall grass. Cottonwood all over here too. It's got cottonwood all over in Washington and also in Indiana. Now Ohio, and I'm sure several other places too. Said STOW Corp Limit. Corporation Limit. What's going on with that? Because I'm going to be looking to do rapid drop here, I'm likely going to be discontinuing this part 2 portion, part 2. Only got 18 more minutes. Let it roll for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to be capping it off for the remainder. Baruk Yahuah. Hope that you enjoy some of the views and part 2 put off by the comments. I always say too, like if you want, you can just mute the sound and play something I would do. Or just, especially like been into a lot of those native flutes lately and stuff like that help me to try to relax and not spend as much time on social media and getting all wrapped up in this and that. Try to share the truths that Abba puts on my heart in this way. Just come at whatever time and don't really require sucking me into some feed and whatever, you know. That's really just like a personal choice, personal conviction, whatever. But all ahaba to my mashpaka scattered abroad, those who love Yahusha, fear his commandments, want to guard his feasts. May Abba Yahuah barak you and your house in his Qadashayam of Yasharal. Yahusha HaMashiach Halal Yahuah. Shalom. Shalom Mashpaka.